Tavuli News today, Public Service Bill 2025 under debate. Call to rethink rural development. Loss and damage dialogue, a critical space to advocate for communities. And in sport, FIBA Melanesian Basketball Cup, now on day 2 of competition. Hello and welcome. I'm Ursula Nongebatu. First up, the second reading of the Public Service Bill 2025 begins today, Tuesday, in Parliament. Minister for Public Service, Francis Mocho Belande, speaking before the floor, highlighted that the bill marks a significant step forward for public servants. He said it will modernize the public service while ensuring transparency, accountability, and fairness.
I have carefully read the committee's recommendations, and I am pleased to inform the Honourable House that the government will be introducing a number of amendments to the bill during the committee stage to incorporate the valuable suggestions made by the Bills and Legislation Committee. These amendments will further strengthen the bill and ensure it provides a solid foundation for a professional, accountable, and service-oriented public service for people of Bulletin.
Providing opportunities for rural communities was a key topic during Tuesday's Parliament seating. Leader of the Independence Group, Deacon Manasseh Mailanga, strongly urged the government to rethink and realign its policies to better serve rural populations, particularly in light of rising unemployment. He pointed out that many in rural areas work tirelessly to support the national economy despite limited access to jobs and essential services.
This one, if we do this, most population blame me what the rural areas and what the youths who are what to continue for doing milling, doing fishing, doing cocoa, copra, but they don't have access to the DBS bank. Try to look at this one. Even come back to the revolt fund, Mr. Speaker of Agriculture. Lulu good that one. Only people who have access to certain criteria they're the ones that access to the revolt fund. What about the cocoa farmers and copra cutters law, rural areas, who contribute to the economy? They don't have access to the revolt fund. So that is why, if we try to look at them, I think we are going out from the basics, Mr. Speaker. What we used to do, you look in how the economy of this country have moved when we continue to support the rural people or farmers blame. You have seen it.
Deacon Mailanga also criticized the current direction of the government, saying it appears to be moving away from addressing the basics that matter most to rural citizens.
When we talk about urban, we talk about here, yeah? There are many youths who come, migrate come here, but no anywhere for how no Bogota help them water. But if you look back to the rural areas, there are youths that are doing things, but never supported. You know, 50 to 60% the country is youth population in Los Solomon Islands. It's very, very high and it's very dangerous.
Still on the issue of unemployment, according to the 2019 Population and Housing Census, the national unemployment rate in the Solomon Islands was 7.9%. Unemployment was higher in urban areas at 12% compared to 6% in rural communities. In Honiara, the capital, the rate stood at 13%, the highest in the country. We spoke to members of the public to hear their thoughts on why unemployment remains a pressing issue.
Me one fella student where me take him trades here and me graduate in 2015 yet. Then me no got him any employment, yeah. Since okita workshop here, same workshop no more. 2-3 people were to work inside him no more. So no any stuck a workshop for thousands of students to graduate every year of trades, yeah. You talk about your mechanics, you talk about your side door carpentry, your plumbing, yeah. If you may get them out big investments where you have employment, stack a labor, then or the people were garam pepa or sa waka. And even those who are living Form 5 or the leavers Form 3, government should create an opportunity, yeah, like doing what a small business, yeah, or creating opportunity for just cleaning town and part of climate change, yeah. Something no like for expressing no is that if government were operating in your country have a sound, then you must have a look inside your country. Yeah. That's takaba at the waka. And I'm sort of cutting down to what the youth activity where me producing nas travel inside the society.
Ota were old age fit for retire or to be retired. So that Ota were garam same qualification, Ota were go in replace. I think by him reducing not unemployment. And the other thing is that what should be Ota training life skills so okay ta we in school or doing in practical or something like sewing or other things agriculture.
Staka around to mas what was skill good around but no garam work ya. Go find him any work for make a mota work out and give me sample or say more give me work.
I'm good for government should look side law rural, should make him for side law rural or tamas garam staka vacant post lo dia for other law. Rules garam na waka instead of Aaron come FIBA town or come find you waka town.
If government is creating waka but lo misala if me looking if side lo agriculture side if sabe to any pay wata land and yeah make them wata young one for make them garden and yeah producing then go sell the market. I think BAM should be okay.
The health minister has dismissed rumors linking COVID-19 vaccines to unexpected deaths. Speaking in Parliament, Dr. Paul Bosowai said there have been no reports or investigations into vaccine-related deaths in Solomon Islands. He added that global health data also shows no such links.
Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Health and Medical Services has not been informed nor investigated any COVID-19 vaccination since the commencement of the COVID-19 vaccination program where started in 2019. Hence, there are no record unexpected details that link to COVID-19. We also consult data from the NRIH has also shown that there are no deaths recorded as due to COVID-19 vaccination side effects.
Bosowai credited vaccines for helping reduce severe COVID-19 cases and said unvaccinated people faced a 42 times higher risk. The ministry says rising death rates are mostly due to non-communicable diseases. Loss and damage is a key topic of discussion this week at the country's first ever national dialogue on the issue. The event is hosted by the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change, Disaster and Meteorology with support from the Solomon Islands Climate Change Action Network and UNICEF. A central focus of the dialogue is hearing directly from communities affected by climate change. Panel discussions feature representatives from 3 communities: Lau Lagoon, Sikayana Islands, and Ongtong Java in Malaita Province. We spoke with the representatives about what the opportunity to participate in this dialogue means for their communities.
What me talema emoso, Mr. Pro Village, I came across so many issues that really affect them life, especially those signs where people were talking about an effect of the climate change, impact of the climate change. So, like the islands of Venezuela, coastal erosion is very evident. So, time in for a camlo this for a discussion on loss and damage dialogue. Yeah. I speak as a person from Ongtong Java living in the village. Then me ask him discussion that What are you talking about?
I'm quite interested in how Artificial Island building happened and then how the people allow have an impact on life. So actually, when island build, people blame building on Artificial Island. People try to face it now nature. Eventually, the island was built and progression on it. So the thing here is that the significance of what we're trying to do is skills what people allow what have been stopped waiting, and now how to live your life.
Laws, not law, front line of society. The previous beaches and whatever rocks and stones and trees were the stay the sightseers before. When I was still a little kid, from 5 years to 6 years or so, we still remember that big mighty stones and the big trees were there. But now, as I went back, after 40 years again later, going up to 50 years later, we go back. The latest time I went back was last year, before Christmas. And that's when I saw all these shores were changed.
The other thing where we raise him too is how serious is our government? Because never before any given government of this country reflect an issue Blumifala as an isolated issue seriously in our policies, in our national policies. Never. So now we are working on loss and damage.
But of course, climate change and washing away a lot of islands. If you drive go a certain part of Laos, before you go down, there's a lot of dotted islands, empty places. People move to the shore, and then few houses no more stand. And these are a stark reminder of what the globe has done to us as a climate change. We are forced to move to the shore and start a new life.
That's not much. So that is the main problem where people of the elders and the second people are looking towards now. Are we going to remain here? What will happen to our land? It's one thing big campaign. No, we don't want to lose our lands. I think everybody will never want to lose their lands, to go under, migrate somewhere, to live somewhere.
The three-day dialogue is expected to produce outcomes and recommendations to inform future national policy on loss and damage.
I would like to see the positive side of it. By the end of this workshop, when we discuss and put it together in a dialogue about loss and damage, I hope that the FC Papa has carried on to the next level, to the government level, and to all the world to see what now you be discussing what's working. I think this is the first time ever in a kind of workshop, and it's a very good thing that we pour out the truth. We're not hiding the truth. We pour out the truth so that the people will see. The higher level people will see.
We will finish coming out of provincial government when or the talk about the presentations, there's a lot, there's disconnection there. There's no, from level of government, senior, big government, vocational down there, there's a huge disconnection. So this is what, so me tell them, if you need disconnect between government to government, then how much more provincial government to the people. So what I'm hoping for and what we're all hoping for is that this is the beginning of a new journey, that these dots will be connected.
Will we be given the priority that we're supposed to have, or we will be left behind? Then what a fancy, but different communities here, that's what exactly happened. Most of the climate funding in this country implemented in this big island. But when you go to sit in these conferences, the most highlighted communities in every climate change, discussions are the small island, atolls, or the Low Lagoon, or the Lang Lagoon, because there are physical evidence. But time got taken more funds, or can different places now to go implement it.
Despite some laws to protect children, many children in the Solomon Islands, especially girls, are still at risk of child marriage. This is because of gaps in the law, traditional customs, gender roles, and poverty. World Vision, Child Fund, and Save the Children, as part of the Solomon Islands Ending Violence Against Mpikinini Coalition, have launched the Make It 18 campaign. The campaign calls for changing the Marriage Act to set 18 as the minimum legal age for marriage. The coalition held community talks with children, youth, parents, caregivers, and faith and community leaders about child marriage and the need to change the law. Now, the campaign is reaching policymakers, and the coalition is hopeful for progress.
And then the question would be more on the government side, because like if I submit and finish report, and then there's a systematic process too, by him in place for ensuring that this fella, by me say law change where you may request him the government gets tabled in parliament, And so what we will continue to do at this stage was to continue to elevate our advocacy efforts, every platform where him available, so, and we are not doing this alone, We'll also partner with other stakeholder partners and also other beginning to inside local communities for continuing this advocacy campaign. But we will keep making noise, But we will keep advocate for this will make it 18 advocacy campaign up until the day that government may him listen to me and him gets to amend Section 10 law, this Islanders Marriage Act up to 18.
A major international cultural festival traditionally held in South Korea to celebrate global ethnic diversity is once again underway in its preparations. For the very first time, the International Youth Fellowship Solomon Islands will take part by hosting a cultural dance show this November at the Multipurpose Hall in Honiara. In the lead up to the event, all cultural groups across the Solomon Islands are invited to register and participate in this vibrant celebration of traditional dance and heritage.
This International Youth Fellowship here, okata os holem now lo South Korea every year. Okay, Solomon Islands, hemi look os first time by you me join in now. This culture dance here, hemi including Mao dance, panpipe music dance, tamure dance, taka'ai, or whatever dancing, you may name them. Lo culture blue me according to 9 ethnic groups inside Los Solomon Islands. Me follow by Holland one follow festival law 13th November this year. And that one, me run about 15 groups, culture groups now, okay, come list him name block at finish for take part lo him. Okay, me follow honor gracious, good news mission, by me follow offer 3 follow prizes. First prize, him 3,000, second prize 2,000, third prize him 1,000, and group by him come first lot that follow at Westvolia, group by him go attend him now World Cup lo South Korea, lo 2026. And that one lo South Korea, okata hole mokat trust, knoll and culture dancing every year since 2001.
This event is not only a festival, but also an opportunity to promote the indigenous culture and diversity of the Solomon Islands.
Something that you me born inside here, him inherit come from the ancestors here, something him hard for you me lose him. Even though academically you me go as far as you me sabe knowledge blue me by him go, but sometimes look at the reflect back, look at the times, look at the olden times and ask how now Kausalo Are, how now Kausalo Guadalcanal, how now Kausalo North Malaita, how now Kausalo Kela, how now Kausalo other provinces. So Imi cannot lose him culture, by me must hold him tight, and Imi have to teach him now, okay, young generations kakamiang.
The winning group will go on to represent the Solomon Islands at the Pacific Islands Cultural Dance event in South Korea in June 2026. The Committee of Representatives of Governments and Administrations and the Conference of the Pacific Community are annual high-level meetings that bring together leaders from SPC's 27 member countries and territories to review progress and set strategic priorities. This year's event is hosted by the Kingdom of Tonga, reflecting its ongoing commitment to regional cooperation and leadership. held under the theme Pacifici, Rooted in Heritage, Honoring the Past, United for a Resilient Future.
Our meeting this week provides us an opportunity to reflect on SPC's transformation journey and to strengthen our collaboration as we look ahead, ensuring our systems and partnerships remain fit for purpose in serving the needs and priorities of our members. As we engage over the coming days, let us be guided by this year's conference theme, Pacifici, Rooted in Heritage, Honouring the Past and United for a Resilient Future. It reminds us that our strength lies in our shared history, our collective wisdom and our enduring identity as one Blue Pacific family.
The week-long gathering will conclude with the election of the next Director General of the Pacific Community. In regional news, the World Health Organization's Western Pacific Director says artificial intelligence could transform healthcare in the region if used ethically. Dr. Saya Mau Piukala said AI can ease pressure on health systems, help generate local language patient materials, and support overworked staff. He stressed the importance of ethical and equitable use to close healthcare gaps. Member states will discuss scaling AI responsibly at the upcoming 76th WHO Regional Committee meeting. Tuvalu's Prime Minister Feleti Teo has praised Taiwan's innovation, compassion and democracy, saying they inspire the world. Speaking at Taiwan's National Day celebrations in Funafuti, Teo congratulated the Taiwanese people and reaffirmed over 40 years of strong ties. He noted that both nations face shared challenges as small island states, including climate change and rising geopolitical pressures. Welcome back in sports. Melanesian basketball action takes center stage in Honiara with day 2 of the FIBA Melanesian Cup at the Friendship Hall. As the competition gets tougher, Lisa Osifello with more.
Today, Tuesday, is day 2 of the FIBA Melanesian Cup, where the first match of the day saw the men's Papua New Guinea side beating Fiji. Papua New Guinea on 63, Fiji on 56 points.
And the point of Pico in the corner for 3, and down he goes. That's another one for Pico.
Highest scorer from Papua New Guinea side, Moses Apiko, also thanked Fiji for putting up a good game. Second match of the day, it's the women's New Caledonia team taking on Papua New Guinea, to which was another hard-fought match for both teams. In the third and fourth quarter, Papua New Guinea just managed to take the lead in the third quarter by 41 points, and New Caledonia sitting at 36 points. The game went into extra time when the scoreboard was locked on 65-65, and Papua New Guinea coming out on top, beating New Caledonia 76-70.
And all of a sudden they're up by 6 in overtime. New Caledonia have done everything but win the contest.
Oh man, when I saw the score we were down by a few points, I was like, no, I have to give it all my best. I don't give my best. Yeah, I have to go 110% plus for my country. And that's what I did. It gave me all the energy and all the strength that I need. I just went bang, yeah, full swing. We had communication, and then we had help. Yeah, we needed box out, which we did. We drive in and kick out, and that's it. We got, yeah. So when we went out, we said because we were down by a few points, we said let's just drive in and we just dish out and ready to try the 3 points, which we got it right. Yeah, before the dying seconds, and then yeah, we go.
Basketball was a beautiful thing, but New Caledonia did everything they could.
Second matches for Solomon Islands side for both the men's and women's teams, as Solomon Islands men's national basketball team takes on New Caledonia, with the home side giving their best as New Caledonia makes a strong start and maintain their lead throughout till the final whistle. Solomon Islands 49, New Caledonia 58 points.
It was a good game. It was a really good game. We usually lose to them by 20, 30, even 60 points. I think the last game we lost to them was like 60 points. For us, going out today with the loss, it was still a win for us. Just by 9 points, that's a big improvement from the previous games. So we're really proud of that, and we'll work on the next game. So we're feeling hyped. Like, we didn't expect to win, but we were trying to win, and we gave it all. So thank you to the home crowd for coming out today. It was a really good boost for the boys.
And this is day 2 of competition of the FIBA Melanesian Cup here in Honiara, Solomon Islands. And Solomon Islands really did get off on the right foot in their first match, beating Fiji in their opening match. And today, their second match, Solomon Islands went down just by 9 points to a very tough New Caledonian side. Now, this has been a really, really big achievement for Solomon Islands, going up against a team like New Caledonia and really narrowing the difference between the scoreline. It was the fourth quarter that Solomon Islands really needed. Really, you could see the fight that they really tried their very best to pick up on the points, which didn't really go down well. But Solomon Islands, both the men's and women's teams will go for a rest on Wednesday, and the Solomon Islands host country will be back on Thursday and going up against Papua New Guinea, which has won. The men's team has won both their matches, beating Vanuatu and also beating Fiji in their first 2 matches, and they will be back to take on Solomon Islands. That's for both the men's and women's teams for Solomon Islands, and that's on Thursday here at the Friendship Hall for day 4 of competition.
Thank you, no everyone for come support. Today game I'm not go as how I'm expecting, but game na one for win, one for lose. This day me just like if I come back with him same spirit, come support me for come in, yeah. Appreciate him for everyone no for come support him for keep on coming, yeah. Come support me for.
Lisa Osifello, Tavuli News.
That wraps up our Tavuli News Bulletin for today. If you have any stories you would like to share with us, do send us an email, newsdesk@tavulinews.com.sb. I'm Ursula Nongebatu. Thanks for joining us.